Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Desiree. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing 5 practical tips on how not to compare yourself in college. And I'm excited for this video because 1, I have always wanted to do a video like this. 2, I can relate a lot to this video and about comparing myself to other people, especially in college. And I wanted to give some really great advice that I have learned along the way, especially in college. I have learned a lot about how important it is not to compare yourself to other people just in general, but especially in college. So I have 5 practical tips on how not to compare yourself in college, and I hope this video is really helpful. And if you haven't already, I'm doing a college advice series here on my channel, and this is going to be the 2nd video. And if you haven't already, make sure you check out my first video to the series on how to be a successful college student. I give 10 practical tips on, or just 10, I just give 10 tips on how to be a successful college student based off of my own college experience and from other people, my friends and stuff. So I hope you all check out that video. So let's get straight into today's video. So I am going to be looking at my phone, so if you see me looking down, that is why, for my notes. So tip number 1 on how to stop comparing yourself to others in college. So tip number 1 is stop viewing college / your educational journey as a competition. Stop viewing your college experience, where you're at, and comparing it to others, and also don't view it as a competition. This tip is really important because for so long, while I was especially at community college, I was very much like, I need to hurry up and transfer in 2 years. I want to make sure I graduate in 4 years. I had this expectation, or they tell you, you know, graduating college in 4 years, graduating college when you're 21, 22. You know, it's like in today's world, and especially in today's society, there's like a time stamp on everything. And so I always thought that I was behind in a lot of areas, and especially when it came to my academics and my education. So I was like, oh man, I need to make sure I hurry up and transfer on time. I make sure I graduated within 4 years. And I was just always comparing myself to other people. I felt like I was in competition with everybody that I was in college with. If it was, especially my peers. If a girl gets an A in one class and I'm taking that same class and I get a B, I'm like, ooh, I need to do better. I felt always in competition with other people. And I really had to realize that when I transferred to a 4-year university after community college, after being at community college for like 3 years, and I realized I was like, my educational journey is way different compared to other people, so I have to take it slow and do it at my own pace. And I just stopped viewing myself as being in competition with somebody, because in all reality, I'm not. My journey is completely different from there. So stop viewing college, your college experience, your educational journey, your life journey or life path within competition with other people. Everyone's different, everyone's uniquely different, everyone's path and journey is different. So you can't really compare yourself to other people, because what someone has planned for their life is not what God has planned for you. So yeah, that is tip number 1. Number 2 is to view yourself as uniquely different. You are uniquely different. You are your own person. There's nobody else like you. There's nobody else like me. Like, there's only one Desiree McNeil, and it's me. Like, there's no one else who's like me, who looks like me, who talks like me. Maybe there are like similarities, but there's no one like me. And that's honestly, when you think about that, that's like the best thing, because you don't have to really be in competition, 1, with nobody, but 2, you're like a masterpiece of your you're a masterpiece. God made you uniquely different compared to anybody else, and so there's only one you. And so when I started, especially like my senior year, my last year of college, yeah, it was my fifth year. My fifth year of college, I realized, like, you know, hey, there's only one me. I'm completely uniquely different from everybody else, and everyone have their own skill set, good at different things. And so you kind of have to you kind of have to think about, okay, what am I good at? And then really act on those skill sets that really set you apart from other people. And when I started thinking about, like, actually I actually have a lot to bring to the table. I am uniquely different. No one's like me. So why should I compare myself to other people when there's no one like me? Now, don't get me wrong. I often find myself comparing myself to other people. Sometimes I have to catch myself, like, ooh, she have a great body, or ooh, she look good. I wish I had what she had. But I'm like, nope. As much as sometimes I get in the headspace of comparing myself, I try to make sure, like, I try to think about, okay, wait, before I compare myself to that person or that girl who has that nice body, aka Lori Harvey, I gotta think about, okay, but I'm totally different from that person, so I'm never gonna be like her. I'm never gonna have that body like her. I'm never gonna have Michael B. Jordan, unfortunately. You know, I'm uniquely different. So just continue to remind yourself how uniquely different you are, how beautiful you are, and how that really sets you apart from other people, you just being yourself. Tip number 3 is to focus on yourself and don't spend any time or energy on the lives of others. This is something I have really worked on starting last year, because 1, we're in a pandemic and I've been at home forever, and 2, I really just wanted to practice being unbothered, worrying about Desiree. It's so important that you focus on yourself and you're not spending time and energy focusing on other people and what they have going on. And I feel like, you know, we definitely live in a society, in a world where we have social media, and when we're in college, we are always like seeing what other people we always see what other people have going on. I remember in college kind of like being like, oh, that girl's doing that, or that girl's in that club, or that girl is taking that class and she's getting all A's, and I'm like, why am I focusing on somebody else? And I need to be focusing on my grades. I need to be focusing on Desiree. And so oftentimes in college we focus on what other people have going on in their lives instead of focusing on ourselves. And so that's something I worked on, especially like in college, but I really worked on. And this video doesn't have to be really like not comparing yourself in college. It's really not comparing yourself, tips, not comparing yourself in general. But anyway, I always have to remind myself to think about my career goals, my personal aspirations, and that I'm trying to reach in life. And it's really important that you remind yourself while you are on your educational journey, while you are in college, where you feel like everyone brags about their GPA, while everyone brags about what grade they got. It's really important to focus on you. Don't worry about anybody else, because I hate to say it, like, college is like a bragging fest. A lot of students brag, and a lot of students like, oh, I have this going on, I got that job lined up, I have this internship. So it just is really important that you just focus on yourself and don't spend time and energy worrying about other people. And even if they do tell you something, you know, the good news, or they got a job, or they got a 4.0, just try not to focus so much on what they have accomplished, but focus on you and what you're trying to reach in your life. 4 is don't look at the achievements of other people and envy them. You know, comparison is the thief of all joy. It really is. Like, what the Bible, that's in the Bible. Comparison is the thief of all joy. So just remember that. But yeah, don't look at the achievement of others and envy them. don't be jealous or don't be envious towards someone's success. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm guilty of this, because I am guilty of being envious and jealous, especially in college. I remember as I struggled a lot in school and throughout my educational journey, and in middle school, high school, and even like when I went to community college, I remember finding myself just being very jealous and envy of just my peers who, you know, were just smart. I always would look at my peers like, wow, they are so smart. They don't have to struggle like I do. They don't have to, they understand, they catch on to things so quickly. As for me, like, it takes me literally forever. I'm slow. Like, you know, I would say all these negative things because I saw how my peer, or I saw someone in my class do so well, or they were so smart, or, you know, I just envy them because of their achievement. But then I realized, I was like, being jealous and envious and comparing myself to another student does not help the situation. That's not going to change my situation. That's not going to change my grade. That's not going to change my test grade. So why be envious and why be jealous of someone else's achievement? If they can do it, I can do it. If they can get good grades, I can do it. I just have to work 10 times harder. So don't look at others' achievements and be envy of them. You should look at other people's achievements and be like, wow, you know, if she can do it or if he can do it, then I can do it too. If you put your mind to it, if you work hard, and if you are a hard worker and you are motivated and driven, you can do anything with hard work. And that's what I started to change my mindset in community college. I was like, you know what, I just gotta work hard. You know what, everyone's good at something and everyone is not so good at something, and so we all struggle in different areas and different subjects. So it's just best not to envy others or to be jealous of someone. You remember, comparison is a thief of all joy, and it truly is. And so it's best just to congratulate people and really be genuinely happy for others, and to encourage other people, especially your peers or someone in your class that you know that is struggling. Maybe try to help that student out. Try to help that person out if they are struggling. What can you do to help others out instead of being jealous, you know? So that is tip number 4. Tip number 5 is to be more present with yourself and accept your own unique purposes. We all have a purpose here on this life. We all are uniquely different. So it's really important that you be present with what you got going on in your life, and you're not worried about other people, like I mentioned earlier. And I think it's just important to be more present with yourself and accept that you are uniquely different compared to anybody else. So don't compare yourself. And I think, you know, we do live in the digital world. We live in a very digital world right now, and being more present is aligned with taking a lot of break from social media. And I remember in college, and even now, like, just, you know, being in your 20s and you're on Instagram and you see other people and what they got going on. You know, people only post the highlight reel. They don't post, like, you know, the things that they are really struggling or going through. So yeah, just, you know, I find it really important that you take breaks from social media. Don't be worried about what other people got going on, and just be more present with yourself and from others. Take care of your mental, your physical health. Focus on your dreams and your aspirations. Don't worry about other people. And most importantly, take breaks from social media. Do whatever you need to do to help you focus on school, focus on what you have going on. And I can attest to this. When you are so focused on you, you don't have time to be worried about other people. Hope you all enjoyed today's video. This 5 tips on how not to compare yourself in college, but these are also good tips on just not to tips on how not to compare yourself at all. So I hope you all enjoyed today's video, and make sure you all subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and click the notification bell so you are notified, and I'll check in with y'all later. Bye.